going on, everybody? In this video I'm going to tie a pretty simple bass fly. I seen this pattern on a YouTube channel called Two Fly Fish. He uses it for smallmouth in his area, and I plan on using it for largemouth in my area. And the vise, I have a 2/0, just normal J hook, nothing fancy. I'm going to use Danville's 210 denier in black. So go ahead and get the thread started. The thread we're going to take real close to the bend, about right there is where you want to end that. We're going to take some large bee chain eyes. Let's see if I can pick these up. What I'm going to do is grab them with forceps. Give me just a second here. So I can do it like this because I have, you see there's 4 of them here. There's 2 on each side, and we're going to tie it in right in the center. So where you tie it in, should have 2 on each side, just like that. And that's going to add is weight and a bit of a rattle underwater. So we'll go ahead and get this wrapped in. Just doing X wraps, figure 8s. Just do some like umbrella wraps or parachute wraps underneath just to hold it. Then we can take our thread and start working it back. And you want to go all the way back to where just before the bend of the hook. About right there. Make sure your eyes are level, and then super glue or use some UV on them. Both sides really just to lock it in, so I don't want those moving if I bump it. Next, you're going to take some silly legs. And for this color combo, I'm going to do clear pearl with black bars. Put it around your bobbin. And take those and just tie them right on top. Where they will go straight out the back. Move my vise a little bit. Once you get them where you want them, just go ahead and tighten those down so they don't move. And you just want them coming straight out the back. Bumped my bead chain eyes, make sure they're straight. Next, I use this holographic Flashaboo in silver. And I also do patterns with copper color. The same thing, just kind of find the midpoint. I'm not sure how many I have, 5, 6. You don't need a whole lot. Find your midpoint and just tie those directly on top. Keep them out of your super glue, so that can be bad. Turn my vise, grab both strands and pull them up on top. Go like that. Now just take it, pull it straight back, and wrap over top of it. And the Flashaboo I trim just as long, about the same length as the silly legs. So for that I flip it upside down. Trim the silly legs so that they're all separated. So you should have your flash and your silly legs coming straight out the back. like so. And now take your thread and work it up to about the hook point. And we're going to tie in some rubber legs, and in this case I'm doing red for this color pattern that I'm going to do. We'll go up a few more wraps. So just in front of the hook point, take a round red rubber leg, and the easiest way I have found for me to tie these in is just to X-wrap them. I can take it, pull them both to size, and I'll put a couple more on there. We're going to tie in a second. Actually, yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. Tie in our second pair. So for the second pair, you want to come up to just behind the bead eyes. Take your second pair and do the same thing. Now, you might have an easier way to tie these in. This for me is just the easiest way I have found. It's just putting a couple X wraps on them, and then wrapping immediately behind them to lock that in. So now we're going to take our thread all the way back, and you can tie in the chenille before you do that. Probably been easier. That way you're not fighting the legs, but too late now. So you want to come right back to where you tied in your silly legs and your flash. And in this case I'm using to use large purple cactus chenille. You can use medium. I like the large. It gives it a real buggy looking body. So we're going to go ahead and tie this in right in the back. Legs out of the way. And just get that wrapped in really good. What I'm going to do to help me out here real quick is I'm going to clip the silly legs on the near side of the hook with my hackle pliers, because they're kind of in my way right now. I'm just going to take these and put them on the other side, that way they're out of my way and I can finish wrapping this down. Of course, I put them more in my way. We'll hang them over these light eyes right here. I just want to get this finished tied on. So in a future reference, if you tie these, tie on your cactus chenille and then go up and tie in your rubber legs. So with that tied in, thread back forward without catching our legs. And you want to leave just a little more room in front of the bead chain. Actually, I forgot a step. So we're gonna unwrap that because I forgot a step that is important. So this video might be a little longer. So take our thread all the way back again. Oh, right there. Make sure our silly legs aren't sticking in any glue or rubber legs. I'm actually gonna take my handy piece of paper towel here. Just make sure there's no wet glue right there. So you're going to tie in a piece of marabou, and in this case I'm going to do red. And an easy way I found just to make the marabou a little more manageable for me is I dip it in a little bit of water. So I just keep a little cup of water here where I can dip the feather in it. And then you can take that and just straighten it all. And just like that. I'm going to tie that in about right here. Where you have a nice little tail coming out. You can take that and straighten it. Make our tail a little bit longer. Like that. Now we'll go ahead and anchor this down. So yeah, if you try this, tie in your marabou and your cactus chenille before you put in the rubber legs. Makes it a lot easier. I haven't tied this pattern very much, but I want a couple of them in my box for springtime for bass. Go ahead, cut put that out of there. Like so. What I'm going to try to do here is catch both of these back rubber legs. Just like that. We'll just take these, try to pull them forward out of our way without breaking them. There. That gives us a little more room to work. Ready for our cactus chenille. Tie this in once again, right in the back. Cut off your excess. Just clean that up a little bit. And now we can take our legs, or our thread, right back up. We're going to take it right behind the B chain, and I'm going to do a half hitch, which might not work. There we go. Take your hackle pliers again. Never mind, I dropped mine. So you would take your hackle pliers and clip onto this, but since I dropped mine, we're just going to wrap it around my finger. And you just want to start wrapping it forward. Let your legs get in the way. take it to just in front of the bead chain. Go through and we'll pull our legs apart again. So I might remake this video just because I feel like I have botched this fly pretty bad. Finally got that locked in. Now we can fix our legs here. And that one got wrapped up underneath. Doesn't feel like I'm gonna get that out. So I would leave the legs a little long, except the ones in the back. As you can see, I kind of wrapped over this leg, so I'll probably trim the other one to that. And I'm going to try to fix these back ones. And give these all a trim. And I am trimming them kind of short, just because that one leg's messed up. Now the final and last step, we're going to take some purple craft fur and we're going to tie this. Being that I have that space right there in front of the bead chain, we'll go ahead and tie it in right there. Usually you want to leave just a little more room behind or in front of the eyes to where you can tie that in, but I didn't leave enough room. A lot of mistakes made on this fly, but good thing bass aren't picky fish. Now we'll go in there and clip out this excess craft fur and tie it down, or cut out the excess. fly still turned out. There's just a lot of mistakes made. So it's pretty much like a really big gotcha, but for largemouth. So I'm going to go through these butt ends here and get all that tied down really good. I'm going to jump in front of bead chain, and that's where I will whip finish. Struggling just a little bit because my hands are sore. Use your whip finish to build up kind of like a little thread head, and then cut your thread free. If I had some UV, I would put UV right there, and the fly would be ready to fish. We're going to take the fly and you're going to flip it over, because the large chenille won't really let it sit flat on the bottom, so just take that, take your scissors and trim some off flat. Without clipping your legs. There you go. There's the largemouth gotcha. Like I said, a lot of mistakes were made on the beginning of this fly. Should have waited to tie in the rubber legs. Forgot to tie in the marabou, but the fly's done and it will still fish. So I'm sorry it took so long. This was supposed to be a pretty quick video. I'm gonna super glue all that down, but give the fly a try. You can tie this in any color that cactus chenille comes in. You can whip up a color combo. I will have one and pearl, or a chartreuse and white. I'm gonna do a load of different color combos and try them out this summer. But again, sorry it took so long. I hope y'all enjoyed, even though there was a lot of mistakes made. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, put them down in the comments. If you're new, please subscribe. Really helps me out. But that's going to be it for this one, and I hope y'all have a good one.